It's California Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance, and we are joined today by Greg Miller. He's an executive vice president with ICE Energy. He has brought us a block of ice because, as I understand it, through your company, America will see ice used to generate and create energy. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? Talk to us about the beginnings of ICE Energy and where we're moving.
Well, as you know, ice has been cooling buildings for hundreds of years. We have taken a simple process and monetized that into a product that takes energy off of the peak period when utilities are constrained, and we move that energy consumption of air conditioning to the nighttime period.
But explain to us how you are trapping and collecting energy through ice. Ice, we're in a drought in California, but that's another conversation. But presumably ice is abundant. And so how is it that, now in the 21st century, we're using ice in an efficient way as opposed to what they were doing in the 19th century? How are we using it today?
Well, the parallel is the highway system in California.
Please. That
during the peak time of the day, when everybody's trying to get on the ramps and get on the freeways, the system is congested.
Right.
Very inefficient. If we could correct that system and open up those freeways like at midnight,
right,
where everybody could get on without creating a problem, that would be a good situation. What we're doing is the parallel is electricity during the peak time of the day is jamming up the power lines, the power grid. During the summer it gets worse, and thus the thermal.
And so how does thermal energy work in the broadest sense?
So essentially what we do is we take that off-peak energy when it's available, cheap and clean, and we store it in the form of ice.
That's where I'm flummoxed. How do you store it in the form of ice? I think I'm kind of a bright guy, but I don't get it.
We extract the heat out of a tank. It's a 400-gallon tank. We extract that heat out with electricity.
Okay.
Turn it into a solid block.
A block of
ice.
You extract heat and turn it into ice.
Turn it into ice. just the water, the tank and the water.
Okay.
The water in the tank. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I followed you.
It fully freezes.
Okay.
And we use that ice for the next day to relieve the constraint on the grid when air conditioning systems are running.
It seems simple. I'm sure it's not. And I guess I'm wondering what took so long. Is that a fair question?
I think it is. Our company spent probably 10 years perfecting the technology and really getting the market ready for the technology. The market in California is driving companies to deliver energy storage technologies so they can help the power utility change the way consumers consume energy without changing behavior.
And let's talk about California. We so often hear about companies leaving California for Texas or wherever it may be, but it's nice to hear that ICE Energy has come to California from the great state of Colorado. Explain why ICE Energy chose to relocate from Fort Collins, Colorado to Glendale, California.
Well, we started our business. We had to select some state in the United States when we were launching our technology. We selected California early on because of the environment, the need for air conditioning, the consumers and the utilities' interest in new technologies.
When you say the environment, do you mean literally the outdoor environment or the environment behind a desire to create clean energy?
There's both.
Okay.
The environment is a warm climate. For example, this year we've had 90 degrees every month this year, all the way going back to January.
Yes.
So a need for a block of ice like this can be used year-round.
And as you know, surely California, as a result of what we know as AB 32, is required to hit some very stringent goals in terms of using energy that's renewable. Well, I'm looking at a renewable, no?
Yeah. So with Mother Nature, with solar and wind, the utilities don't necessarily have the ability to control those renewable assets.
Right.
So when you add thermal storage to those assets, we're able to take that non-peak electricity store it in the form of a block of ice,
I'm blown
and
away.
use it for the next day.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about the early days. Obviously, you need clients. And as I understand it, you were able to get some clients early on. Talk to us about that process and then how the company's moving forward.
Really, the adoption came from the public utility sector.
Right.
The utilities in that sector are run by small government, city government.
Right.
They
For
see
example, Los Angeles, LADWP. Anaheim has its own. Glendale.
Pasadena, Burbank, Azusa, Riverside. So they are looking at ways to improve the efficiency of their grid. When they saw the ice storage tank and the simplicity, it's been around, it's a simple concept, it's not difficult to grasp. They saw it as an opportunity, and they all demonstrated it here in Southern California.
So when you contract with Glendale Water and Power, what happens? What are they buying?
They're essentially buying capacity reduction off their grid, and the way they do it is the storage asset that we manufacture, the Ice Bear technology, it takes air conditioning units, shuts those off during the peak time of the day so the utility doesn't have to serve that load.
Okay.
And it allows them to serve all the other load that they have without building new power plants or repowering transmission lines or distribution to serve that peak need.
Is there literally a product that you're putting at their plants?
This product actually is hosted at consumers, commercial and industrial, and we are currently working on a residential solution.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I admit it. I think it could really revolutionize the future of cooling homes, especially in a California climate.
And we see that as well. That's probably 50% of the market is residential, commercial being the other half
Sure.
of the cooling need.
So what does that look like? Are you there yet?
We will be testing the technology this summer.
So give us a sense of what that looks like.
It's very similar to an air conditioner system. It's about twice the size of the air conditioner. Half of the air conditioner is making the ice. The other half is the actual ice itself.
Okay, and so are we at a point where the economies of scale work? So it's actually an energy savings. I think about solar, for example. Solar is almost at a point where you can amortize it and it's going to be a cost savings. Are we there?
We are probably, for the residential market, we will be there in probably 1 year.
I mean, that's tomorrow. I mean, for solar, it took 30 years, 40 years, and I don't even know if we're there yet.
Well, we've been in business for 11 years now.
So what will that mean? In 2015, what will be happening?
We will see a large utility make a purchase of residential ice bears in the marketplace and deploy those to demonstrate the ability to reduce residential air conditioning load.
But is the unit inside a home?
It's actually located out by the air conditioner. The air conditioner actually gets replaced with this thermal storage battery.
And can a resident buy it themselves, or would that not be appropriate yet?
It's not appropriate yet. Our business model is that we sell to the utility company.
I see.
The ability to reduce their capacity so that they don't have to invest in large power plants, transmission and distribution, which what that does is that translates into keeping their energy bills lower.
And so how will a consumer, a resident, wind up getting one of these units?
If their utility offers a program for thermal energy storage, the utility will actually call on them and ask them if they would like to replace their air conditioner with a thermal energy storage air conditioner.
And will the consumer purchase it? Will the homeowner purchase it?
It would be hosted and owned and operated by the utility, or it could be a program where the utility provides an incentive if a customer was to procure that asset.
And their bills start to drop?
Their bills will drop if they're on a time of use rate where they're paying peak prices during the peak time of the day and lower prices.
Is that how it is generally now throughout the Southland?
Yeah, if you look at Southern California Edison, the more energy that you consume, the more you pay, higher price you pay.
It's like the Jetsons. I mean, I feel like I'm in the 22nd century. His name is Greg Miller. He is with Ice Energy. My name is Brad Pomerance. I want to thank you so much for watching California Edition.